The Amish community stands as one of the last remaining societies that continue to thrive without modern conveniences like cell phones, electricity, or the internet, choosing to resist the relentless march of technological progress. What truly sets them apart is their intentional rejection of these advancements, all in a steadfast effort to uphold traditions that have been passed down for generations. From their simple, old-fashioned attire to the sight of horse-drawn buggies rolling down quiet country roads, the Amish way of life is like a living time capsule, existing in stark contrast to the fast-paced world around them. But beneath this seemingly simple existence lies a rigid set of rules and an astonishingly low divorce rate. How have they managed to maintain these customs for so long? And what is the key to their sense of fulfillment in a world overwhelmed by stress and rapid change? Let's take a closer look at the fascinating and deeply rooted traditions of the Amish people. The Amish trace their roots to a conservative Christian movement that emerged from the Old Order Mennonite Church in the late 17th century. Originating in parts of Switzerland, Alsace, and Germany, the Amish were led by Jacob Ammon, who sought to enforce stricter moral principles. Their beliefs emphasized honesty, simplicity, uniformity in dress, and religious devotion, which included mandates such as a ban on shaving beards, a rejection of state-controlled churches, and a commitment to communal living. Over time, the Amish community evolved into several distinct subgroups. The Old Order Amish remain the most traditional, firmly opposing modern technology, including electricity, automobiles, and telephones. The New Order Amish, while still deeply religious, are more open to limited technological conveniences. The Beachy Amish Mennonites, the most progressive of the groups, integrate modern technology into their daily lives while preserving core Amish customs. On the other end of the spectrum, the Schwarzentruber Amish adhere to the strictest interpretation of Amish values, shunning nearly all forms of technology, even basic amenities like flush toilets. As of 2022, the Amish population was estimated to be around 367,000, with the vast majority residing in the United States. The largest and most well-known Amish settlement is in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, often regarded as the heart of Amish culture. Other significant communities are found in Holmes County, Ohio, and Elkhart and LaGrange counties in Indiana. Smaller settlements also exist in Michigan, Wisconsin, New York, Missouri, and even Ontario, Canada, where Amish traditions continue to thrive despite the pressures of modernization. The Amish adhere to a highly structured set of rules known as the Ordnung, which governs nearly every aspect of their daily lives, including dress, work, worship, and social conduct. These regulations are not written, but instead passed down orally from one generation to the next. For the Amish, abiding by the Ordnung is essential to maintaining the purity of their faith and upholding their deeply held spiritual values. Those who violate these rules may face a disciplinary practice called shunning, where they are temporarily isolated from the community until they repent and recommit to the Amish way of life. A defining characteristic of Amish life is their firm rejection of modern technology. They avoid electricity from the public grid, believing it could introduce external influences that contradict their beliefs. Instead, they rely on alternative energy sources such as oil lamps, gas-powered generators, and, in some cases, solar panels for specific needs. Motorized vehicles are also prohibited, so horse-drawn buggies serve as their primary mode of transportation. Communication technology, including television, radio, and the internet, is viewed as a potential threat to their moral values and simple way of life. However, some Amish communities permit limited exceptions, such as allowing cell phones for business purposes, though these devices are typically kept outside the home. Education within Amish society is also strictly regulated. Amish children attend school only until the 8th grade, or around the age of 14, as they believe higher education is unnecessary for their way of life. Their schools, managed by the community, usually consist of a single-room classroom, led by a teacher who is also a member of the Amish faith. The curriculum emphasizes essential subjects like reading, writing, and mathematics, alongside strong religious and moral teachings designed to prepare children for their roles in the Amish community. Leadership in the Amish community is deeply rooted in church life, with each settlement governed by a bishop responsible for maintaining the ordnung, a traditional set of rules that shapes their daily lives. Supporting the bishop are ministers, who deliver sermons and offer spiritual guidance, along with deacons, who manage the church's logistical needs and help mediate community disputes. The Amish leadership structure is non-hierarchical, meaning there are no formal ranks, salaries, or special privileges. Instead, leaders are selected through a lottery system from among the congregation's spiritually qualified members. One defining characteristic of Amish society is the intentionally small size of their communities, typically made up of 20 to 40 families. This structure fosters a close-knit environment where relationships are stronger and organization is more manageable. Traditional gender roles remain firmly in place. Men take on responsibilities like farming, carpentry, and running businesses, while women handle domestic duties such as cooking, cleaning, sewing clothes, and raising children. Despite these distinct roles, men and women are considered spiritually equal. When it comes to decision-making, Amish communities embrace a collective approach, giving all adult members a voice in important matters. While discussions are open to everyone, final decisions typically align with the guidance of the bishop or other church leaders. This method ensures that every member feels involved in shaping the community's direction while preserving order and unity. The Amish economy is deeply rooted in traditional values like hard work, simplicity, and self-sufficiency. Agriculture remains the foundation of their livelihood, with a strong focus on natural and sustainable farming methods. Rather than relying on modern machinery or synthetic chemicals, they use traditional horse-drawn tools to cultivate their fields. Their staple crops include corn, wheat, potatoes, and a variety of vegetables, many of which are sold as organic produce. Thanks to their high quality and chemical-free approach, Amish-grown food is in high demand, often sold at local markets, specialty organic stores, and even exported to meet growing consumer interest. Beyond farming, the Amish are highly respected for their craftsmanship, producing handmade clothing, quilts, woven baskets, and decorative household items, all crafted with exceptional skill and attention to detail. Amish quilts, in particular, are highly prized for their intricate patterns, durability, and understated beauty. These handcrafted goods are sold at art fairs, small local shops, and even directly from Amish homes, drawing buyers who appreciate their authenticity and quality. One of the most renowned aspects of Amish craftsmanship is their furniture-making industry. Amish furniture is highly sought after for its durability, timeless design, and use of premium hardwoods like oak and maple. Items such as tables, chairs, and cabinets are handcrafted without modern power tools, making each piece truly unique. Due to their superior craftsmanship, Amish-made furniture often sells for thousands of dollars, particularly in high-end furniture stores across Pennsylvania, Indiana, and Ohio. The Amish economy primarily operates within their own community, maintaining independence from modern capitalism through local trade and self-sufficiency. Many transactions are conducted through bartering, where goods and services are exchanged rather than bought with money. For instance, a carpenter might trade handmade furniture for fresh produce from a local farmer. However, some Amish communities do engage with the outside market, selling their products to non-Amish buyers and using cash earnings to purchase essential supplies they cannot produce themselves. The Amish way of life is shaped by strict principles of simplicity, which are evident in both their daily routines and traditional attire. Their clothing is intentionally plain, devoid of decorative elements such as patterns, lace, or bright colors. Men typically wear dark-colored shirts, trousers held up by suspenders, and wide-brimmed hats, while women dress in long, modest gowns paired with aprons and bonnets. Amish women are not allowed to cut their hair, as it is considered their God-given crown, whereas married men are required to grow full beards as a symbol of maturity and marital status. However, mustaches are strictly forbidden, as they have historically been associated with militarism. Marriage holds great significance in Amish life and is typically celebrated after the harvest season, in November or December, allowing the entire community to participate. Before marrying, a couple must gain approval from both church leaders and the community, and they must be fully baptized members of the Amish faith. Weddings take place in the bride's home and are modest, without elaborate decorations, wedding dresses, or jewelry. The bride wears a simple blue dress, which she sews herself and will later use as her burial garment. The ceremony is led by a bishop, who delivers an extended sermon about the spiritual commitment of marriage before God. A deeply ingrained value in Amish society is community cooperation, best exemplified through the tradition of barn raising. In this practice, the entire community comes together to construct a barn in just 1 or 2 days, reflecting their strong culture of mutual support. This collective mindset also extends to everyday life, from helping with harvests and repairing homes to caring for the sick and elderly. Despite their strict way of life, the Amish allow a unique period of exploration known as Rumspringa, which translates to running around. This occurs when Amish teenagers, typically around 16 years old, are given temporary freedom to experience life beyond their community. During Rumspringa, they are permitted to wear modern clothing, use technology, and even live outside Amish society. The purpose of this phase is to allow young Amish individuals to make an informed decision about whether they wish to fully commit to the Amish faith. If they choose to return and be baptized, they are expected to embrace the Amish way of life permanently. The Amish face numerous challenges in preserving their traditional way of life in an increasingly modern world. External pressures, such as urbanization, have significantly reduced farmland availability, making it harder for them to sustain their agricultural lifestyle. At the same time, the rising cost of living and growing exposure to outside cultures pose ongoing threats to their customs and traditions. Their technological isolation also makes it difficult to compete in modern markets, despite their strong reliance on farming and craftsmanship. Additionally, climate change has had a noticeable impact on crop yields, forcing many Amish communities to relocate in search of new farmland, often far from their historical settlements. The Amish way of life, which prioritizes simplicity, family values, and community support, plays a central role in maintaining their emotional and spiritual well-being. Their happiness is not tied to material wealth or technological advancements, but rather to strong family bonds, a cooperative society, and deep religious faith. In fact, research has found that Amish people report life satisfaction levels similar to those of the 400 wealthiest Americans listed in Forbes magazine. This sense of fulfillment is also reflected in their extraordinarily low divorce rate, which is close to zero. Marriage is considered a sacred and lifelong commitment before God, and separation is only permitted in extreme circumstances. Rather than resorting to divorce, couples are expected to work through their differences together, often with guidance from church leaders when necessary. When it comes to healthcare, the Amish rely on a self-sustaining system that is both simple and effective. Instead of using conventional health insurance, they pool community funds to cover medical expenses, ensuring that no member is left without care. They also place a strong emphasis on natural remedies, frequently using herbal medicine and home treatments whenever possible. However, when professional medical care is needed, Amish families negotiate directly with doctors to keep costs manageable. Their active lifestyle and organic, homegrown diet contribute to overall good health, but their limited genetic diversity, due to generations of inter-community marriages, puts them at higher risk for certain hereditary diseases that are rare in the general population.